Howdy y'all, it's Ryan from RNA Music, deep in the heart of Canton, Texas. That's where I'm at right now. Well, I thought today I'd make just a fun video. It's my day off from work, shop's closed, and wanted to do some guitar stuff. So I thought I would tell you about some of my favorite USA guitars. Let's check them out. Now this is one of those things, you know, I'm 41 years old and I've been playing guitar since I was 12 or 13. So I've had quite a while to acquire some guitars. So I have quite a few guitars of my own. Of course, owning a store, you know, that's kind of the next best thing to collecting guitars is owning a store. So you're always getting new guitars in. But over the years, I've acquired a little over a dozen guitars. I think we have maybe 14 or 15 now in the whole family between me and Angela and our kids. But I thought I would show you some of my USA ones and talk about what you can find for not really a lot of money sometimes, but also just talk about my favorite USA guitars. Well, first we have my lovely Gibson Explorer. This is a 91 that I bought in 1992 when I was 16 years old for my first job, bagging groceries in a grocery store. I saved up my money and I bought this. Actually, I bought this used with a case for $500. And a lot of them were, at the time in 92, a lot of these were going for about $800 used. And I somehow got it for $5 with a case. It's got a custom pick guard cover on it that I had a guy make for me, and truss rod cover. It's black diamond plate. Got a custom guitar strap. I actually made that myself back when I was making leather stuff on the more regular. So this is probably my number one. Doesn't get played the most, but it's definitely very special because it took a lot of work for me to get, and I saved my money for a long time. I worked really hard to get it, and $500 doesn't sound like a lot of money now necessarily, but it was a lot of money to a kid in 1992. So there's that one. Next we have the CMG Guitars Ashley single cut, made in Statesboro, Georgia. Single cut, mahogany body, big O thick maple cap, huge cap, made by Chris Mitchell in Statesboro, Georgia. It's awesome. Love this one. This one's very special. This one actually belongs to me and Angela, so it's only half mine because it has the special serial number. That's our wedding anniversary serial number. But also got a custom strap on this. I made this strap too a while back. So I really like this guitar. I really like CMG Guitars. This is, you know, this guitar brand new is $7.99. So you can get affordable USA guitars. I mean, $7.99 for a USA built guitar is pretty amazing. I mean, I've sold a lot of import guitars that were more than that. So it's a killer guitar for the money. Super great. We're gonna do a lot more with CMG in 2017. Next one. This is a Washburn USA custom shop. BSG Boogie Street Guitars in Pittsburgh was the one who originally commissioned this. Abalone blocks, which I love. Paduke top. Mahogany body. Paduke deep carve. Let's see if you can see that. Deep carve. Top there, pretty awesome. Love this thing. This is probably the most expensive of any of the USAs I have, and I was actually, it was a gift. So this one is very near and dear to me because I love Boogie Street Guitars. I learned a lot from Eric McKenna, the owner of Boogie Street, about the guitar business and customer service and marketing and taking care of people. And so I've always loved Boogie Street Guitars. I have several import Boogie Streets, but that's the only USA Boogie Street I have. It's It's got Seymour Duncan antiquity pickups, which are very cool. It's just a beautiful guitar, and you know, when I got it, I was pretty much speechless, and just amazing. It probably ranks right below this guy as far as, you know, emotional, sentimental value and all that. So pretty crazy. We have another Washburn. This is the Washburn Pilsen Idol, made in Chicago. Made in the same shop, actually, as the custom shop, but it's not a custom shop. It was a production model back in 2006 or so. Does not have the deep carve. It is an arched top, but it doesn't have the deep carve that one does. You can kind of see. These were probably about $1,000 brand new. I found this one on Craigslist for $250 because it had a ding on it. Like it was a music store that went out of business after 2 years, because that happens. This was some leftover inventory after the store went out of business. Fell off of a stand or something in the shop, so it has a big old crunch ding right there. So I actually bought this for $250. Steel killer guitar. You would probably compare it to, it's got a custom Seymour Duncan custom and a 59, and Tone Pros bridge, push pull. You would probably compare that really to like a Gibson Les Paul Studio. This would be like the Les Paul Custom. This would be the Studio, I guess you could say. But it's a killer guitar. And then last but not least, of course, is my Paul Reed Smith S2 single cut in whale blue. It's really a flat top with beveled edges. It's got some cool bevels there. It's very comfortable to play. I got this one for my 40th birthday. That was my special treat gift, kind of, from the family. I wanted a USA guitar for my 40th birthday because it was a pretty big deal to me. But I didn't have a lot of money, and so we actually ended up getting the S2, which was, you know, still, it was about $1,300 because I bought it from Sweetwater, and supposedly it had a scratch on it. It was like a return or a blim or something like that, but I could not find the scratch anywhere that they said was on it. So saved a bit of money. This is actually the most expensive guitar I've ever bought, and but you know, $1,300. There are, again, you could buy Korean-made guitars that are $1,300 these days. You could buy imports for $1,300. So now it does have import pickups. So the pickups are not USA pickups. The hardware is not USA hardware, but these are made in Maryland by PRS, and they just go with the import hardware and wiring. But the guitars themselves are actually made in Maryland. So that's it. Those are the USAs, PRS, 2 Washburns, a CMG, and then of course my Gibson Explorer. So yeah, those are my USAs. Now I've got quite a few import guitars that I own as well. My kids own. You know, I've got a Schecter, and what else do I got? I got a couple of import Washburns. I was a big Washburn guy for a long time. And what else do I have? I've got an LTD, which is great. I've got a couple of Chapmans that are my guitars. What else? Got a Takamine acoustic. I don't know. You know, I have more import guitars. I own more imports than I do USAs. But what's interesting is for pretty much all of my USAs, I paid import pricing, I guess you could say. 2 of them were used. So the Explorer and one of the Washburns were actually used guitars that I got smoking deals on. One is a brand new, you know, the CMG was brand new. Of course, we're a dealer for CMG, but you know, it's, you know, those are $7.99, so that's a killer price for a USA guitar. And then 2 were kind of gifts. You know, the custom shop Washburn was a gift, and then the PRS S2 was sort of a birthday gift. So it was a lot of family kind of chipped in sort of. I paid for that mostly. It was kind of like buying your own birthday present, Christmas present. Well, Angela paid for a huge chunk of that, so it's pretty amazing. But yeah, those are my USAs, and they're great. There is something about a USA guitar, and I've got some killer imports that feel really good. I've played some smoking imports. You know, I had a Keith Merrow Mark II in the shop because we're Schecter dealers, and that guitar was ridiculous for an import. But there's something about the USAs when you play them. I don't know if it's psychological or what, but they feel good. They really do feel good. And you can I can feel a difference anyways. Now, maybe it's not worth the price difference, but there is a difference. You know, I feel like with most USA guitars. I have played some USAs that were not so great. Well, some of the cheap Les Pauls, I'll just say it. I've played some cheap Les Pauls, you know, the affordable series Les Pauls. They were not that great. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, I've had some people ask about, you know, do you have any USA guitars? And so, yeah, I do have some. You know, the first USA that I bought, God, how many years ago? 26 years ago? I got my first USA like 26 years ago. And then my most recent USA that I purchased for myself was actually back in 2015. So I haven't gotten a USA guitar for myself since 2015. But so from 1992 to 2015, I've acquired 5 USA guitars. And, you know, I like them. I like them a lot. I do play my imports quite a bit. Actually, my regular everyday players tend to be my imports or the CMG. But, you know, I just like different guitars, man. It's like one of those things. You can never have too many, I guess. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed a look at those guitars. If you have any questions about any of the guitars, leave them in a question below, and I'll try to come in and answer what I can. Anything specific you want to know about each of those USA guitars, if you have any answer. So here's a fun question. If you own a USA guitar, why don't you type it below in a comment and tell me what guitar that you got. Tell me what you love about it. And then here's the second question. If you could have any USA guitar out there, if you could go out and buy it, if you had the money, or, you know, if it was a gift from someone or whatever, if you could have any USA guitar that you wanted, what would it be? So tell me below, what would be your favorite USA guitar? And then if you have one, tell us what you got. Tell us what you think about it. Thank you guys so much. Hope you're having a great week. It's Monday. Let's rock this Monday. Keep the music alive. Don't forget it.